Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. I felt like doing Cryptogram again, so let's start with Crypt. Those also seem pretty popular, so that's neat. All right, a C on the left. I'm going to see if we're a CK word. So why don't I guess like... What? I'm trying to think how to get some good letters along the way. Slick, I think it's good letters. Not a CK word, good to know. We have an I in a C. I mean, we could be, oh no, we can't be civic. I was going to say we could be civic, but we can't be. We could be mimic. I wonder if we are an II word. I don't think I want to guess an II word right now, though, just because it's not going to help the right as much. In fact, why don't we guess the right word a little bit? Got that L and T. Is it like an ending with LT type thing, like smelt, but there's no S? How about dealt? I like that. Get some good letters. Ooh, it does end in LT. Ooh, we are adult. All right, so the right is adult, and the left has a D. Ooh, so it's definitely not an II word. In fact, I think it's an ECID word. Does that exist? Or is it like an EDIC word? Medic. An adult medic, as opposed to the child medics. Like Doogie Howser? All right. Cool. Adult medic, not bad. Let's play Fibble. So the way this game works is it colors your guesses just like Wordle would for whatever the secret answer is. But then it goes, before it displays it to you, it goes and says, nah, I'm going to change one of them. It changes exactly one of them. So maybe it colored this as shank with a gray K here, because maybe there's not a K in the word. But then it went and said, fifth slot, I'm changing you to yellow. And it's going to change it to one of the other two options. So it should have been gray, but now it's yellow. So that's how the game works. So there's a lie in every guess. And our job is to get the correct word, despite it lying to us as we go. The fact that there's exactly one lie can be used to help with our logic. So I like to try my best to use the positive info, because the more letters I use from shank, the more likely I am to find some kind of contradiction, which then allows me to determine where the lies are and what must be true. Determining what must be true is the most important thing early on in this game. So I'm going to try an SK word, and then we need to include an A, N, or H, because we're going to assume that one of these grays was actually supposed to be a different color. So I could also do SH, but then I'm not sure how I would do that. I mean, I could do like a KE word, actually. Ooh, like snake. See, the problem with snake is there's 2 lies in shank. This number next to it is telling me how many lies there are. That's in the options. I have it on, show lie counts. I think it's helpful. I also have hard mode on, where I have to guess words that could still be the answer. So I kind of like SH something KE, but it's like shoke a word? No. Okay, what about like a S something ICK? Well, no, see, if I use the K at the end, then that's a lie, and I can't use another letter like HAN. I like snake, but I can't do it. Is there another word like spake? Steak. Let's do steak. All right, so now we want to analyze this result, right? The first thing I'm noticing is that the shank said that K was yellow. So it's saying, hey, there's a K in the word. But steak is saying, hey, no, there's no K in the word, it's gray. Well, they disagree, right? Which means one of these Ks, at least one of these Ks is lying. Now, how many total lies do we have? Shank and steak, we have 2 total lies. 1 in shank, 1 in steak. That's 2 total. The Ks are one of the lies. So we can actually learn what cannot be a lie from that. Anything that agrees between shank and steak isn't allowed to be a lie. Because, for example, this S, right? If we wanted this S to lie, then that means this S would also have to be lying, which normally is possible, but isn't, because these Ks disagree with each other, which means one of them is a lie. We'd have 3 lies if both of these S's lied. And I can't have just one of these S's lie, because if the S isn't in the first spot, then both of these are lying. If it is in the first spot, neither of these are lying. There's no choice to have only one of these lie. So that means I'm going to use this right-clicking, what's this blue outline? The blue outline means I'm confident this is not a lie. The A is the same. Because the A's agree between shank and steak, they completely agree, they can't both be lying, so neither is lying. So we know there is an S first, and we know that there's no A in the word. Now, I am of the opinion that probably there's no K now. But what I could do is I could use, actually, so I was thinking about using STE, but the problem with that is now I'd have to bring in, I can't bring in the A, so I would bring in the K. And then we would be forced now to use an H or an N in our word, and that's not going to build a word. So I'm thinking maybe we're ST, and then maybe we can move this E. So if we moved this E here, the advantage of this, instead of just omitting it, is this is still lying as yellow, but now we're including the E still, so we can try to find contradictions. Like if this E ends up gray, or green isn't a contradiction, but if it turns out gray, then now we've found a contradiction, and that's helpful because that'll prove whether we have a T or not. So I'm always thinking about that, right? We want to use as much positive info as we can. And so now that is both lies, right? The E is lying here, and the K is lying because we're omitting it. So I just have to think of a word with STE in it somewhere. We can't end with E. So, I mean, I thought of stern, but we can't include the N because it's gray and shank. And we're saying the K is the lie, not the N. So I could do like steep, maybe, if that's a word. Or steer. Let's try steer. I'm trying to think if there's anything that doesn't repeat a letter, but it's fine. Steer. There we go. So it's exactly what I said. The E's both ended up gray. So stake is saying, hey, there's an E at the end of the word. And steer is saying, no, there's not an E at all in the word. So that is a lie, right? But also we have something much easier. We've already proven that the first letter is S, which means this S is the lie. If that S is the lie, the rest of the word has to be true. Now this T being green means this T being green also means that's true. And that means our lie is the K or the E. But actually we know there's no E in the word, so this E has to be the lie. Now there's no K, which means this K has to be the lie. So I was basically right about all the lies. And so that means that what is true here is we have S and T, and it means there's an R somewhere in the word. The R is true. It could be that we end in R. That could be, oh no, it's true, right? So that maybe STR is probably the best way to go here. We could try strip. We just need two different letters to go at the end, two new letters. And there we go. That was the answer. Nice. So if we go back and we look, shank colored green, gray, 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 but then it changed this gray K to a yellow. Then we guessed stake, and it compared against strip, and it colored green, green, gray, 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 but then it recolored the E as green instead of gray. And then steer colored green, green, gray, gray, yellow, and then it went to the S and it changed it to gray. Now this final guess, it doesn't include a lie, because when you get it right, it just shows all green, because that's much more satisfying than having some weird lie in the final result. So there we go. That's Fibble. Hopefully, I know I've been getting a lot of comments like I still don't understand Fibble. I'm hoping walking through it that way is helpful. So give it a try yourself. You do not have to play hard mode. So for example, shank being the starting word here, if you're not playing hard mode, maybe guess spank as a follow-up, right? Just do something that matches four of the letters. You're not allowed to guess the same one again. When you guess spank as a follow-up, you can see if maybe you can determine any lies between the two, because you're giving yourself a lot of chance to find a lie there. So, you know, do a word and then do a similar word, do another word, do a similar word, and then compare them and try to find where the lies must be. Cool. And let me know how you did. Let's play Betweenle. As always, I'll start with lucky. Ooh, okay, so we're a little bit closer to lucky. 20% away from lucky, 30% away from the beginning of the alphabet. So I don't know where to go here. Maybe like an H or G? I feel like we are bottom heavy. So if we're bottom heavy, that means we could be more middling than we think. So I'm going to guess, starts with a late G. Oh, okay, I didn't go far enough. So actually, I don't think 6.5% of words are in the G's. So I'm going to guess like a middle F and hope for the best. So like filmy. Okay, filmy was really close. Okay, so my instinct was right there. So I think we are F. We don't have to be FI. This is like, I don't know, 45-ish words. Just ballpark. 0.01% is a little bit under a word. So 0.52% is like not quite 52 words, but you can think of it that way if you want. If I guess something like first, I think that's going to be way too close. So maybe I don't do FI. Maybe I do FL instead. Let's do a early FL to see if we are FL. So like flame. Okay, we're certainly FL. We could even be FLA. What would we do? FLA, I mean, there's flare, right? I guess I could give it a try. Okay, we're like 2 words away from flare. So FLA, like flash then? There we go, nice, cool, flash in 6. Well, how'd you do? Let's do a cryptogram. This is a quote by Elizabeth Gaskell. I hope I'm saying that right. This could be I or A. I think I like I because that makes this word it or is. If it was A, it could be as or at though. Let's see. I something. This could be the THE. Would this be the? I mean, H is here a lot. I kind of like it being E. Let's look at this. So let's look at what the looks like then. Is there anything that's like obviously bad here? No, it looks pretty darn good, to be honest. So this could be time. I like that word, time. Would this be mine? Is this her? This could be there. Oh, this can't be there because we already used the T. This could be where then. This is what? This is Margaret. Grew to... So I wanted to see the... I'm not sure yet. Where Margaret grew to what she is, even at the worst time of all, when I had no hope of ever calling her mine. I wanted to see the place where Margaret grew to what she is, even at the worst time of all, when I had no hope of ever calling her mine. Elizabeth Gaskell. Let's play Word 500. What should I start with? I don't know why. I want to start with time. It seems fun. 1 yellow. My instinct is try the Y at the end. Because if the Y is yellow, we know where it goes. And so that's helpful, right? So let's end a word in Y. I don't know why I thought of raspy, but why not? Raspy seems good. 2 yellows. Okay, so now that it's still yellow, right? I'm pretty confident there's no Y. Because Y not being in the middle or the end, like, let's just assume there's no Y. Let's bring in the E instead. So no THM. We'll bring in the E. Let's use the A. We like vowels. Let's do an ER word. How about that? So like A something something ER. Like after. No, but then can't do after. I want that. I want TER very badly. I need to think of something different though. You know, if it's an ER word, we don't have to use that A. And in fact, it makes more sense to not use the A and use a different vowel second, because we can't put the A second. So let's look at S then. So we'd be like O, ER, and then we'd include the S first. Or the P, or P somewhere. Sober, maybe? 2 greens. Okay, let's say we got the ER right. And we're supposed to use the P instead. So we would be something like... I could try Piper. Still 2 greens. That would mean we have to use the A. We're out of options. So we're back to A something something ER. And I couldn't think of one before. And now I thought of anger. It was anger. Okay. I wonder if I had thought of anger, I could have gotten that in 3. That's all right. I mean, these were reasonable guesses for sure. Sober and Piper were very possible. So, cool. Well, how'd you do? Let's play Polygonle. We have an 8-letter word today. And what are we doing? We have Hexpert on. So this repeats, this repeats. So if I did ing, I always like to try ing if I can, especially if it involves one of the repeated letters. Oh, why do I want to do annoying? But obviously that's not going to work. But that's what my brain is telling me to do. What about like SN, like snashing? Snashing. Hey, snashing's a word. Okay. Getting it to accept a word is half the battle. So there is an S, and we know it doesn't repeat because this is yellow and this is gray. So it doesn't go in either repeated spot. Probably goes at the end. This game does have a lot of plurals. So maybe we end in like, I don't know. I was thinking about T, but then we'd probably want to do ST, right? Like what else goes before the T? A vowel, usually. Like consonants don't go before T at the start other than S. So it could be like ETA. This repeats. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Okay, so I don't think T goes here. I think probably E goes here, and then we have the EA. That seems completely reasonable. And then what repeats here? Like T? Like teeth? Teethies. My teethies. No, that's double E. And also, not a word. Also, we can't use the H. Okay. Maybe not T then. Is it like rear? Or peep? Or deed? Dead something? I feel like I'm close. What do we do here? What vowels do we have? O and U? I like dead, but I can't think of a word. What am I doing with this ES? I'm wondering if I should be using the S elsewhere. Like we could do an ER or ED word and put like ST there. Peepster. I might not have enough to go on here. I like stir, but deadster. Does it accept it? Peepster. Does it accept it? No. I'm thinking about doing a filler and ending in stir. What would be like a really good filler for that? Like, I thought of hamster, but I don't really like it. It's okay, but we know there's no H, and we know the A goes in third. Let's look at this a little bit longer. I feel like I'm close, but I can't figure it out. It might not be ER is the problem. What if it was ERS? Like, what does that look like? I just want to see what it looks like. ERS. You know what? I don't mind it. This seems pretty good. What would we repeat here? Crackers. Oh, I got it. I didn't have to do a filler. Nice. Yes. I'm proud of that one. All right, cool. How many options were there? 20 ordinary words. Nice. The ERS. I finally thought to try it. I almost never think to try it. I even said it might end in S. All right, cool. Let's do the mini. Oh, this is the really common one. I never know what to do. Let's do calls today. Why not? Ooh, ALL is correct. So, ooh, what are we ending in though? Not an S. Could it be a Y? I can't think of a ALLY word. Rally? There's another one. Tally? Okay, there's a bunch. Cool. No need to look at the results. There's 790 words. All right, cool. How'd you do? Let's do symbol. I'll start with blaze. Might start with B. I usually like to test that with bound. So we do start with B, because this yellow symbol must be the green, because we tried the B in both spots and it was that symbol both times. That means we end in D. And our middle letter, being the yellow symbol, I call it yellow. I call it the colors that are equivalent to Wordle, kind of equivalent to Wordle. So green is same spot. This is gray. And so I know you're saying, Ranks, that's yellow. That's green. Why are you calling that green and that yellow? It's because it gives us a random color to them. So this is our same spot symbol, and this is our different spot symbol, right? But the different spot symbol, the yellow, is actually saying a different letter in our guess goes in that spot, and not the ones we used for greens. So, and it's not the one that's in that spot. So O or U, O or N only go in the middle. I'm thinking of putting the O there. Sorry, we end in D. How are we ending in D though? Like, what is this word? Brood, probably. So we can repeat the O, but we can only repeat it after, in a later spot, right? The reason this wasn't a green circle, if the answer is brood, the reason this wasn't a green circle is because this O can only be used by one of the clues, and it prefers the leftmost. So this O is getting clued to be in this spot, even though there's also an O there. So we can do brood, and it's the answer. Yeah, brood in 3, nice. Cool. Well, how'd you do? Let's do the blind fusel. It is forcing us, this first twist, it's forcing us to put PR and O in here, so we just got to think of a good word. I thought of proof, but is there a, maybe prion, so we don't repeat letters? There's an R and an N. I made good choices. All right, maybe we're an ER word. Something like ANER, maybe? Is there a word for that? Oh, how about no, lunar is AR. We could do lunar, though. Lunar is possible. Yeah, let's give that a shot. All right, the U is in place. It is not R at the end. There's an N as well. Okay, so what are we doing here? This twist. So this twist didn't tell us about the L. We don't know if there's an L in the word or not. We just don't get the clue for it. This twist is going to be per slot. It's like if you played Wormel, it's like that. We're going to get orange instead of yellows. And what that'll mean is that we're close by alphabetically. Gray will mean we're not close alphabetically per slot. I'm thinking about like whether we're RN here. We end with a new letter. Maybe like NUR. Could it be nurse? It could be nurse. It's not nurse. All right. So the greens are telling us we got the right spot. This N being gray means that this letter's not near N. So actually we know the N goes elsewhere. In fact, it's placed here. So it was URN. Oh, here, I can guess anything but a real word. I want to think about what the word is, and then I'll do a test word for it. We'll do a filler. But let's think about what might be. Like, this could be an S. We could be like turns. Or burns. Okay, so we could be, let's put an S at the end to see if we end in S. We could be turns, burns. What else? Maybe I should check a Y to see if we end in like URNY somehow. I can't think of a word for that though. What else could it be besides turns and burns? I really don't know. So let's just get a common letter. Let's get the L. So it's, oh, there's a T. It's burnt. Glad I did that T. Wow. That's a tough word. Cool. Well, those are the games for today. Hope you enjoyed them. If you did, then why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.